How's it going, everybody? This is Dominic Minchella. I am the Kansas City Chiefs beat writer on SI and the host of the Kansas City Chiefs Insider Podcast. Thank you guys so much for stopping in today. Today, we are going to conclude and wrap up the mandatory minicamp for the Kansas City Chiefs. A lot has happened in that time frame from the 17th to the 19th. As we do know, as I said yesterday when talking about Travis Kelce, we do know the the training camp for the Chiefs will begin on July 21st, which is super exciting, meaning that we are so much closer to Chiefs football as well as the NFL season for the 2025 campaign. I'm excited. I hope that you guys are too. But today we are going to wrap up a lot of the things that we learned in case that you missed it from mandatory minicamp, as well as give you a preview as to what to watch for the rest of the offseason until training camp. First off, let's get to the big news and get that out of the way. Head coach Andy Reid discussed with the media on Thursday, talking about how both Rashee Rice and Josh Simmons should be good to go for training camp. Ladies and gentlemen of Chiefs Kingdom, boys and girls heard around the world, this is huge news for the Kansas City Chiefs. Not only are they getting back one of the best wide receivers that was going last season before he got hurt in Rashee Rice, but there also is that optimistic outlook for the 2025 first-round draft pick in Josh Simmons. I've stated this multiple times, both on the podcast and in writing, that Simmons was too good to pass up for Kansas City, and it's progressively moving in the right direction, which is terrific for him, especially if they want to solidify that left tackle spot. If he does show up and earn that spot in the training camp over Jalen Moore, who's also an option that the Chiefs could throw out there in starting games, that's a huge thing to pay attention to. The offensive line could be a lot more dangerous. Sticking with the offensive line just because it rolls right off the tongue, Mike Caliendo, he is putting in the work. He seemed very heartbroken from the Super Bowl loss, and as he should, but you can't let that hold you back. Going into the new campaign, as we know, head coach Andy Reid said months ago that both Kingsley Suamataia and Caliendo would be fighting for that left guard spot. When Caliendo was speaking to the media after one of the minicamp days, he said that he's learning a lot from Kingsley and vice versa. While the competition is high and is always good because they're going to strive and push each other to get into the right direction for fighting for that spot. At the end of the day, it's the best case scenario of what should happen for these teams. These players, I mean, they want to do the best for the team in order to get them on the winning side of things once again, as well as, solidifying that left side again. Alongside with Josh Simmons, that would be really cool to see, as well as Jalen Moore, which is really cool. As well, on the defensive side of the ball, they look ready. The way that Nick Bolton was talking about the defense and, the rookies that he's got to look after and being a leader on the defensive front. Nick Bolton, Steve Spagnuolo, Coach Spags, they are all ready for the pads to get put on, and they want to test their luck against the Chiefs offensive line. That will be the real kicker if they are ready. Seeing that the defense is, I've talked about it before, I think the defense doesn't get talked about enough. It is in a good spot. As long as you've got as long as you have Steve Spagnuolo on the defensive line, making sure, or off the defensive line, leading the defensive line as the defensive coordinator, you're going to have a good defense. We've seen it time and time again. The guy knows what he's doing. Now let's talk about Tyquan Thornton. He could potentially be fighting for that sixth receiver spot, as well as maybe a punt returner. Andy Reid says that he really likes Thornton. Xavier Worthy says in the past that, he's jawing at him, saying that he's quicker and he's faster, all that. That's only going to create great competition within the team to push further into the offseason and hope that they both get big roles, whether Thornton is that third or the sixth wide receiver, as well as he could be a punt returner. He has a potential ceiling to watch as we keep going. Similar to the Chiefs' original second round draft pick, Sky Moore. Thornton was a second round draft pick by the New England Patriots. While he didn't pan out there, we're still seeing if Sky Moore is going to be able to pan out in Kansas City. So those guys are kind of the second round fighters that you have to pay attention to this season. They're or the remainder of the offseason, they're fighting for the same thing. Now we can get into the big things at the end. Patrick Mahomes, man, he is looking forward to getting back out there on the football field with the pads. He said that Josh Simmons is progressing well. He's happy with how everything's looking. In the past, he's talked about the competitiveness in the wide receiving room. He's explosive. He's out here throwing tricks, being elusive. Patrick Mahomes is going to come back as a Patrick Mahomes that we knew him before he wrapped up everything last season. While last year as a whole for the Chiefs wasn't like the most commanding season, that's a good spot to be in as a franchise because they have set that precedence of wanting to be better than the best. And the best is getting to the Super Bowl and winning it. While they've made it, it is crazy that this is even possible, that it could happen, that they could get even better. As we know, that's not there's a ceiling in the NFL, but as long as you are stuck up there at the top of the mountain, you don't want to fall back down. And Patrick Mahomes is going to be the leader to get you back up there, as well as Travis Kelce. Big news. He's focusing on 2025. He says that he loves the Kansas City Chiefs. While he doesn't know what his plans are for retirement, he's focused on winning a championship while he still is underneath the contract this year. He doesn't see himself playing elsewhere should he want to continuously play in the NFL after the 2025 season. As well as Andy Reid talked about his role most likely will not decrease, but Andy Reid will be keeping a close eye on Travis Kelce, seeing if he's improving, decreasing, in what areas that they need to pay attention to. It's always got to be reminded of that you got Noah Gray as well as a tight end to throw in there. You got Jake Brenningstool, who's been making a nice transition into the pros from college in hopes that he can also make the roster. It's an exciting time to be a Chiefs fan and an NFL fan as we get closer and closer to the 2025 campaign. Ladies and gentlemen of Chief Kingdom, you can check out that ticker down below. You can follow me over on X at Dom Minchella. I post and repost every single day. You're not going to want to miss it, as well as KC Chiefs on SI, where all of our stories get published. You don't want to miss any more breaking news or anything like along those lines as we continuously cover the offseason. We're going to cover training camp. We're going to cover the entire season. This is the place to be, ladies and gentlemen. You're not going to want to miss it. Always and forever be kind to one another, and I'll see you soon.